What you want, the coach? Or the connector? What y'all want them both? Good, we gon' put them both together. What you want, the coach? Or the connector? What y'all want them both? Good, we gon' put them both together. Yeah.
Good morning.
Hey, y'all.
So, welcome to this week's installment of The Coach and the Connector. Today we have a special guest that will be joining us shortly, but while we wait for her to enter the building, so to speak, let's do our typical intros. That is Coach Carrie Irene, and I am the Connector, Brandy Johnson, and we are The Coach and the Connector. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We love you guys. Good morning. How are you feeling?
Good morning, everyone. Afternoon, evening, whenever you slide through. Hope you are looking good, feeling good, and smelling good. All the goods.
Oh, yes. We love all the goods. Of course, if you guys love what we do here every week, be sure to love and share the live, whether we're actually live or not, because we got some good stuff coming for you guys today. Like we said, we got special guest Tammie Polk coming on. And before she makes it into the building, let's give you a short intro of who this young lady is. So she is the creator of the brand and the lifestyle Girl Go Eat a Cookie. She's the mother of three. She is a goal and dream fulfillment coach and the author of 139 books and 40 planners since the year 2015. This lady be busy, y'all. So without further ado, let's bring the sister queen on.
What it do? Damn
in the house.
What is new? What's going on now, girl?
You know, I'm special, so my technology decided to be special. But you know what? I'm here.
That's it. That's all that matters. You
That's-
up in here.
That's the best part.
You made it. I made it. I made it. I made it.
Michelle knows what's up. Come on, GGEAC. Let's go.
Grand rising, sis. Grand rising, everybody.
Yes. So, Tammie,
Return. Yes, ma'am.
let some folks know about you, sis. What you all about. How you like to introduce yourself when they're like, who Tammie Polk?
Well, I bring you greetings from the home of Elvis, the Grizzlies, and barbecue, Memphis, Tennessee. I am an educator at heart, but I'm an author by trade. I am here in my 1,200 square foot of awesomeness, which I opened after bookstores kept telling me no, they didn't want my stuff. So I opened my own.
There you go.
Hey, if you can't find a door, build one.
Look, I went and chopped down a tree.
Come on.
You know, I chopped down a tree, you know, send it through the planer and everything, you know, smooth it out a little bit.
Right.
You know, so I built my thing.
There you
I
go.
love it. I
So,
love it.
for all those people that looked at you like you was nuts when you said, I'm building my own, what you got to say to them now? Because you're rather successful, are we not?
I love having those conversations. Those conversations are why I eat cookies.
Well, I got something to say to them too. Na boo.
Now they're coming to me like, sis, you accept the other author stuff in your bookstore. You can come here and have a book signing. I'll host your book club. But these shelves right here are closed. You can't put nothing else.
They're occupied.
You can't put nothing else on this wall at all.
So that brings us to our subtopic of the day then, because we're going to get back to Girl Go Eat a Cookie. But
Right.
we got to hit that towards the end, y'all, because that's a very special thing in itself.
Right.
And if you don't, I swear, there'll be installments on Facebook posts.
Oh, where'd you go?
I don't know, but she'd be back. She'd be back. But you just gotta follow these posts, y'all. Like them things that you encounter in life that make your eye twitch, make you wonder, like, is it just me? No, Tammie will put it into perspective for you, and she'll do it in a way that'll have you laughing your entire rear end off.
Not the whole rear end.
More technical difficulty, so she go be back. But Tammie, if you can hear me, I need you to jump out and jump back in, because for some reason your device just decided to say nope.
It said no.
So who we got here?
We got
Mere chopping trees, sis.
Yeah, right. She chopping trees.
Entire rear end. Yes. Entire.
Oh
my God. Michelle, you've seen them. You've seen them, Michelle. You know what I'm talking about.
She calls you to go for that movie.
If you do not currently follow Tammie Polk on Facebook, definitely do so. Her post, like, if you think you're having a bad day, she'll take bad days and circumstances and turn it into laughter for no reason other than the fact of she has changed her entire perspective just based on the things that she has experienced in life since, well, beyond 2015. But all of us have had those moments that we turn a corner and, like, things that used to bug us or anger us, they still do, but we still turn it into laughter or a lesson. Or both in some cases. But when Tammie comes back, we're going to be touching on the subtopic of today's episode, which is the power of the temporary no. Whether it's saying no to friends and family and the different gatherings and things, whether it's saying no to doing something you really, really would like to do as far as entertainment or enjoyment, but you know there's something that if you do instead will lead to you being able to have more entertainment and enjoyment anytime that you damn well please. That's the power of the temporary no. So, sis, what is your experience with the temporary no?
Well, the first thing that comes to mind, I'm always thinking totality. The temporary no of life. Sometimes life gives us a temporary no because we get ahead of ourselves sometimes instead of being right where we are. I heard this post today, and I told you, right after this, I'm probably going to go live because it's something that kind of sit on me. Her last name is Cross. And I don't know if it's Jack Cross's sister or cousin or family member or something, but she's Australian. And she did an amazing post. I mean, I love the post, but it got me to thinking beyond the actual post that she posted into something that I think is also important to attach to the post. She said that there was a 3 guys and they were all bricklayers. And the guy was walking by and the guys were, some ways apart. So when the guy comes by, he asks the first guy, "Hey, guy, what's up, dude? What you doing?" He said, "I'm laying bricks. Leave me alone." And then he's like, "Okay, whatever." So he goes on down a little further, and there's another guy, bricklayer. He's like, "Hey, guy, what's up? What are you doing?" He said, "I'm building a wall. Don't mess with me." And then he goes to the third guy, and he says, "What's up, dude? What are you doing?" He said, "I'm building a cathedral." And it was 3 guys. Same job, 3 different perspectives. One saw only he was laying bricks. One realized he was building a wall, but the other one saw the end goal of the cathedral. And she was saying, like, in life, a lot of times we don't have our whole vision. So it's hard for us to make the best next step because we don't know the absolute end goal. But one thing that I took from that also is, I don't care if you're laying a brick, building a wall, or a cathedral. Don't sleep on the level that you're on because the level you're on is necessary for you to get the different perspectives that you need. Because a lot of times when we get caught up in building cathedrals, life will say, only thing I need you to do right now is lay a brick.
Right.
All steps are necessary because we will get those temporary no's sometimes because we're trying to rush to build a cathedral when we really need to be concentrating on the brick that's in our hand.
Or maybe we need to be concentrating on making the brick.
Come on. on. Exactly. So, life can give you a temporary no in different ways. The same way we can give temporary no's to things that we know that may be clouding the brick creation phase. We have to say no to the parties or the family or the functions in order to create the bricks that we know someday that we're going to have to lay to build a wall, to build a cathedral. Does that make sense?
Right. Tammie, welcome back.
Tammie.
Tammie.
Did I miss another memo that Monday was coming back around?
What you mean?
Monday always comes back around, Tammie.
Yeah.
But on Thursday, though?
Yeah, girl. Why not? What better day to have a Monday than Thursday?
Right.
Know.
Oh, look how big my head is, y'all.
There you go. You're not alone. Y'all know.
Let me back it up just a little bit. Hold on. There you go. Okay. Hold on. I need to fix my chair now.
I can see what you was thinking, Brandy.
There you go.
Do we need to examine what's in Carrie's cup this morning?
No. It's hot chocolate. I confirmed all the way from here.
There is.
What's in the
milk?
I got a smoothie. I'm being good, y'all. I got a smoothie today.
Cheers.
It could be coffee. Cheers.
Yeah.
Tammie, you forgot your morning beverage. What's up with that? It's specifically in the instructions of every week's episode. Grab your
water
and your favorite morning beverage.
I got water and a cookie.
Okay. As long as cookies are involved.
There you go.
So, what is your experience, Tammie, with the temporary no? How many times have temporary no's and actually just letting it be no for now led to awesomeness for you?
Gosh. Actually, that happened for me here recently. I was pitching actually Girl Go Eat a Cookie to mainstream bookstores and some independent ones. Mm-hmm. And I had been getting no's for 6 years.
Wow.
People were like, no, you're self-published. No. So finally, I get an email that said, hey, we found your book through our chosen distributors. We're going to buy a couple of copies, and you should expect to see them on the shelves in a couple of weeks.
Nice.
And I'm like, huh?
Say what?
I said, it took y'all 6 years to realize that I'm awesome. But that's neither here nor there.
No.
So after that week passed, I donned my shirt. Interview. I donned my shirt. And when I walked into the bookstore, they're like, we know exactly what you're looking for. You do? What gave it away? So they take me over to the inspiration section. And there I is, 4 books down from Tyler Perry.
Oh, well, there you go.
And so I said, what? And the beautiful thing was they had bought 7 copies, but guess how many were on the shelf?
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? She stayed here so I could take my picture. So while they're laughing at me, I'm in the bookstore going,
laugh away. I'm happy in a way. But I got a question for you, Tammie. When you were first looking to place your books in the regular bookstores like Barnes and Noble and all them, At that point in time, were you looking to get your book out, or were you looking for validation by getting your book out?
I thought that my book had to be there.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't matter. It had to be there because that meant that I could say that you can go to my local Barnes and Noble and get my book.
You're looking for that clout.
Right.
Yeah, that's why I was asking, because I noticed some of the things that I got my temporary nose on is because I wasn't ready for that level of things yet.
Right. Yeah. So expand on
Or
that.
I was supposed to go a different route about it. You ended up going a different route about it. And what you initially wanted to happen has happened, but it happened a different way.
Mm-hmm.
You built your own table first rather than beg to be at somebody else's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
So while I did end up getting into one of the Barnes and Noble locations, I opened my spot a month later. Because I was like, it's there. Yay. They even let me sign it and put a sticker on there that says autographed by the author. I said, I think I'm the only person in America who can walk in a Barnes and Noble, write in a book, and not get in trouble. Because I'll come in and they'll look at and they'll be like, "Ma'am, what are you? Oh, hey,
that's Tammie. That's all.
They go get me my sticker and I put it on the book. Grab a cookie and keep it moving. So, what I found was I wanted my space to be somewhere where an aspiring author, current author, fence straddler could come in and see what's possible. Because think about it. When you go into Barnes and Noble or you go into any bookstore, you kind of go in there with a plan. You might be looking for something specific, or you may just want to walk through and see what catches your eye.
Mm-hmm.
But one common thing that I see is that you'll start reading a book and you'll be like, dang, why the author say it like that? And you want to ask them, but you come across one of 3 problems. They dead and have been for a very long time.
That is a problem. That definitely is a problem.
Like, can't nobody say that they done talked to the author of Think and Grow Rich. He been gone for a minute.
We gonna have a seance, y'all. We gonna have a seance.
Right.
I'm kidding. I don't do that here.
Second, they are alive, but it is going to cost you every vital organ you have to get in touch with them. 3,
yeah.
It is going to cost you every vital organ, and you will get a member of their team.
Mm-hmm.
You won't even get them.
Mm-hmm.
So you done paid $2, $5, $10,000
or more,
an organ,
and you get a customer service representative. You paid 5 figures to press zero.
Of Les Brown. This is the assistant of E.T. This is the
Right.
assistant of Lisa Nichols. You ain't getting.
You done paid $15,000 to press zero.
right? Right.
Oh
So
man.
with my space, when you walk in here, not only am I the author of everything here except for one, and the one that I'm not, one of my books was used as a scene in this particular book, so she gave me co-author rights.
Ah.
Nice.
So not only that, you can ask me any question about anything on this here wall. I can tell you where my head was.
Right.
I can tell you why I said it that way. You can tell me I'm special. Because I am. I don't know if y'all knew.
We knew,
But
girl.
then they can ask me questions like, oh, well, that's the way that my books are going to look. Or I didn't know that I could get some printed that way. Or, oh, okay, so if my book is 50 pages and it's a 6x9, this is the size it's going to be. So they come in and they get to see. I love hosting an author in person. Because they get that sense of, okay, first of all, this fool is crazy.
Prove it.
And then second of all, okay, I get it. I get it now.
Right.
Because I have stuff that's matte cover. I have stuff that's glossy covers. I have stuff as small as 4x6. I have stuff that's perfect bound. I have stuff that's coil bound. I have audio books on a flash drive. So that's what my space is. And I tell people that I take you from idea to book signing because my space used to be a recording studio. So I have that room within a room. So with my room within a room, that's where I say, look, you can bring your books, your jewelry, your makeup, your food, whatsoever, legal and legitimate, that helps run you your coinses.
Coinses.
I gotta spend the coinses. So I do rent my space out, simply because I like to help people. Like I'm helping Brandy right now with her book, Jesus. Look, let me impart a little wisdom. Right here, impart a little wisdom. We really got to unlearn a whole lot of stuff. And I know Brandy can probably put up screenshots of our messages where I'm like, okay, not we throwing hands because people can't deal with us changing. Why we got to be around folks that make us throw hands? But you know what? You got some folks who you kind of have to talk to a little something like this. I'm gonna need you to fall on up out of my face because I would hate to send you to meet Jesus early, especially if you don't know him.
But some people just say that.
Did I lose Carrie? I think I lost Carrie.
Oh, wait. She's not Carrie today, y'all. She's not Carrie today. She's Zulu, the pygmy princess today.
Yeah. Her alter ego / spirit animal.
Yeah, girl. Zulu the pygmy princess. Girl, she said, especially if you don't know Jesus, she do not want to send you up there being a stranger to Jesus.
But that again, people like that, why I eat cookies.
Why you eat cookies?
Right.
Right
And-
on cue.
And before we slide on into that topic, let's
Right.
slide a little commercial in here for a second, y'all. Just for a second.
All right.
This was important, y'all. Pay attention. But just listen to that. I don't care if you're a comrade or a confidant or what the other one.
So listen, guys, be mindful where the belief or organizations that I've up against that you may say, oh, okay, I can consider you in this way.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right now.
All right, y'all. So here's the importance of that commercial right there. If you have at all been following the Coach and the Connector for the last year and a half-ish that we've been doing this show, you will notice that Coach Carrie has gone from, I'm going to just go with it, to, I'm so focused, I'm going to help other people, because we have all been told, you got to pick one thing, you got to pick one thing, you got to pick one thing. No, not Coach Carrie. Coach Carrie going to do all the things.
All of them.
In a way that makes sense and adds to every aspect of our lives, to those of us that are about to jump on this coaching right here.
Right.
So
Exactly.
know that, and I want you to literally go back to some of the original episodes. If you're part of the Coach and the Connector Facebook page, you should have access to all the videos that we have ever done since like June of last year is when we originally started this show. And I want you to go back and look at the evolution of things, because if you watch the first few episodes and then you come back and watch the newer episodes, you see that change in Coach Carrie. You probably see a change in me too, because I'm a hyper focus on things as well. I'm just more of a background person, other than when we're on here doing this thing right here.
Right.
But before we jumped into the commercial, Coach Tammie Polk was about to tell us all about, girl, go eat cookies. Let's hear it.
You know, this all started as a come to Jesus meeting, if you will.
Ooh, those are the best kind.
Those best times. I'm watching a conference being held in my church, watching from the house due to health challenges. And the pastor was talking about getting up after being knocked down and what that takes. So as I'm sitting there actually paying attention and not eating cookies, I start to cry. Now, not the little, he talking about me. Amen. I'm talking about he talking about me.
Did you roll around?
I didn't. But I'm sitting there and I'm texting my husband and I said, I said, I know you're there in person, but are you hearing this? And I said, I got up from my knockdown. My knockdown was in my health. I spent about 9 months or so of 2020 dealing with an illness that mimicked multiple sclerosis and a whole bunch of other stuff. So here I am, just 2 months really after being released from everybody's care. And when I say everybody, I mean everybody: neurologists, physiatrists, radiologists, gynecologists. Look,
All the
I
ologists.
probably all them jokers.
All
All them jokers. Look,
Yeah.
an MRI machine was my best friend, okay?
Right.
And you know, I was like, I said, y'all want to have MRI? Y'all sure y'all want to do that?
You know, I fell
I'm
asleep
like,
in the MRI.
you know what? Especially when they give you the noise canceling headphones that play jazz.
Oh, I found the noise it makes is so rhythmic.
It
that I
is,
just-
isn't it? That ticking like
Some people, it gives them a headache. Some people can handle it. But I'm telling you, noise canceling headphones and Kenny G is where it's at.
I can't be mad.
Especially when you have to go through the machine 3 times.
Yeah, I can't be mad at Kenny G. Never.
Yeah. So I need to mellow out. So I remember, and I'm a very meticulous note taker, but this was one of the few times where I actually taped my notes to my wall, to my bedroom wall on my side of the bed that I look at when I wake up in the morning. And I'm sitting there one day looking at them, and I said, I saw this for a reason. And I remembered taking the 5 G's that he gave, and in between them, I had naps and cookies. So I'm sitting there. My husband comes home and he goes, "Oh boy."
Here you
When
go.
he looks at the wall, because, and Brandy gonna be like, now why the heck did you say that? So I had already told Amazon and everybody else that in 2021 I wasn't gonna write nothing.
Not nothing, huh?
I wasn't gonna write nothing.
Lies. You don't know how I do that.
I had just finished my Pray and Ponder devotional series and announced its retirement after writing it for 7 years, both in social media and in print. I was at 134. I had my book catalog redone because I have a physical catalog, y'all. That's how bougie I am, you know. And I had my catalog redone. I had ordered copies and to have in my store and to mail out to a few selected people. I'm not writing nothing. I am going to market and promote and increase my sales so that I can bring in the ducats.
The duckies.
Right. But now, you know, he has a sense of humor. He said,
all in your face.
You thought. So I told my husband, I said, babe, he goes, mm-hmm. I said, I think I know what I'm gonna have to do with this. He says, uh-huh.
135.
I said, you with me? He said, do I have a choice?
Kicking and dragging, I guess I'll come.
No, but it
So
sounded good.
I sit there and I write. I'm one of those creators. I can look at a computer screen or a blank sheet of paper and just go. And that's exactly what happened. So here I am, and I took a picture of me sitting at my computer for Facebook, and all 267 comments pretty much said the same thing.
What's it?
Another one?
Oh man.
And I'm like, another one.
And at this point,
Another
we're
one.
all just like, hey, she got another one. And some people are like, another one. We're like, yeah.
Right. You know, like, look, you've been taking my money for the last 6 years.
But have
I ain't got no more. So I
You
finished
good, right?
right. So I finished the book. And then I went and designed the workbook. And I tell people all the time, Girl Go Eat a Cookie is probably the only book and workbook combo that I would consider selling separately. I don't sell my books and workbooks separately. If you follow This Is Why I Eat Cookies, you know why. For the folk out there that want to say that I'm a fraud because my book refers to a non-existent workbook, nah, sis. You just didn't want to spend that extra $5 to $25. That's what the problem is. Because and it's crazy because I have had people to go and buy my Slayers book out of Barnes and Noble, and they will buy the book and leave the workbook. And the workbook cheaper than the book. So I would, when that happens, I actually go to Barnes and Noble and buy it so that their inventory isn't jacked. But the thing about that is each time that I've done it, I've been able to bless somebody in the checkout line with it.
Nice.
The first time, it was the cashier who was checking me out. She said, do you mind if I flip through this? I said, no, go ahead. So she was looking at some of the exercises. She said, I might have to check this out. And I said, is that interesting, huh? And she said, yeah. And I said, it's yours. And she was like, why would you do that? And I said, I'm the author. I thought that was you. So that's just a story that I love to tell. But once I finished it and I bought my ISBNs, I just had this heaviness, not a heaviness of sorrow or sadness, but of protection. So I said, time to copyright.
Yeah.
Time to copyright. That is my beautiful face on the cover. Head cocked back, laughing, special and all, baby. So I go through the process. I get the documents in the mail, and I'm just kind of like, now that was when the movement just kind of took off, because I believe that, and I know a lot of people do, that your book that's not the only income that's meant to come from it.
Right.
I have taken books and created workbooks, revamped them for different audiences. I have a board game for one of my books.
Oh, that's cool.
I host events around my books. I coach from my books. I even write out plans for other coaches who want to use my books as a part of their coaching programs. You know, there are levels to this, and coins is to be made.
Hello, come through now. Tell the people how to track their coins.
Right, because I'm quick to tell an author, hey, I was in Five Below, and I saw a journal and a pen set that's the same colors as your book. So you know you can go to the Dollar Tree and get you them cellophane bags, you know, and some ribbon, and you have a whole book set, and nobody would be the wiser.
Bundles are good.
I'm just saying. So I started to speak and form my year around that, and it took off. That book came out February. That's bad. I gotta look at my book and ask it, when did it come out?
I said book. My book said yes.
Hey, I talked about this one day.
How old you are now? How old
Right. Girl, when's your birthday? Oh, okay. So the book came out February 22nd, and the workbook came out February 23rd. By April, I had done 13 interviews.
Nice.
Well, now.
13 interviews over Girl Go Eat a Cookie. And somebody asked me, they were like, you know, what else are you going to do with it? And I said, I think it's time for me to do another box. Because for one of my books, Every Woman is a Businesswoman, I have a box. It's absolutely gorgeous. And so I said, I think I want to do another box. So I says, now what do I want to put in the box? See, a book set and a pen, that's easy. That ain't gonna cost you nothing.
Right.
Nothing at all. So first came this beauty. And it was funny because my designer actually said, is it okay if I put a cookie on the tea? Of course.
Otherwise, what's the point?
What kind of question is that? So I said, girl, go eat a cookie and put a cookie on my t-shirt. So there came the t-shirt, and then in the midst of Coronageddon, as I call it, there came the mask, with actually literally have one. But it came the mask. And then I was walking through Family Dollar one day, and I saw a $1 bag of cookie mix. I said,
this is it.
You can't say, girl, go eat a cookie without giving the folks some cookies.
You got that right.
So in the box, I have the t-shirt, the book set. I actually found a pen that's the same color scheme. And I had the mask and the cookie mix, but it doesn't come in a box. It comes in a mailer envelope that literally says, girl, go eat a cookie. So you gonna know what it is when you get it.
Nice.
And you don't know what happened if you don't.
Right.
Somebody ate your
Right.
finger.
So I started with that, been blessed with those. But the whole thing behind Girl Go Eat a Cookie is that we all experience knockdowns, whether it's life, faith, family, ministry, education, business, or career, or a combination of all of them.
That part.
We done been knocked down somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So what does it take to get up, keep moving forward? It takes 4 things. There are 5 G's, but the first 4 lead to the 5th one.
Right.
So you got grace, not the prayer that you pray over your food. But I'm talking about the permission, if you will. Because there's 3 types of grace: the grace you get, the grace you give others, and the grace that you don't give yourself.
Well,
and that third one has a whole nother 3 areas of grace all by itself: the grace to rest, the grace to not be okay, and the grace to not know all the answers, and to be okay with not knowing them all.
Amen to that.
So people usually slide on through grace pretty quick. Grit is where they start to have trouble. It takes work to get up after a knockdown. But we tend to let that work do one of 2 things: cause us to become lazy and apathetic, or we go into hyperdrive so much that we miss the actual help that is trying to come our way to help us get through whatever that knockdown is.
That part right there, that's why the go-getters tend to end up in a continuous cycle of only being able to hit a certain level of things.
They end up on the proverbial hamster wheel. And when I talk about laziness and apathy, I ask people, is that what you want your frenemies, enemies, and foes to see? Are you actually putting the ammunition in their gun for them to shoot it right back at you? A lot of us are loading the guns of our naysayers.
Right. This is true.
And we certainly do that by running our mouths too damn much too.
Yeah.
And
I think a lot of
times running your mouth.
Tell what you gotta do it, and then tell them it's ready. You coming?
Right. Instead of sitting there being like, man, I gotta sit there for 2 hours, bruh. And then after that 2 hours, you know they charge $150 for this. And so we go through this whole 7 excuse cycle of why we aren't doing the work. But you got to understand something. Doing the work leads to growth, the 3rd G. This is usually where people get mad at me. Because yes, growth is a beautiful thing. Growth is a beautiful process, but your growth has absolutely nothing to do with you. Because we get so caught up in wanting to talk about how we overcame, how we triumphed, that we aren't looking at the people who were standing around us on their last leg saying, you know what? Sis did it. I can be sis. Let me get to work. The real testimony and story of triumph will come from them, not you.
Yeah.
Right.
So everything that you learned, everything that you gleaned or grabbed a hold of, it's not for you, and I'll prove it. Raise your hand if you have ever asked somebody what their daily routine was.
Ding ding.
Raise your hand if you ever asked somebody what their meal plan was. Raise your hand if you ever Googled anything. Do you know why we do that?
Why?
It's because we have a problem and we pray to the gods of Google that somebody, somewhere, sometime, somehow, in some way has posted something that will help us out.
Amen to that.
So your growth is not about you. When you plant a garden, yes, you're doing it because it's sustainable and I'm growing my own food. Yeah. So, when the shelves are empty, you ain't pressed and you ain't mad.
And ain't hungry.
And you ain't hungry either. Like Tyree said, I ain't hungry no more because my pockets ain't empty. But get back to the part of the pockets not being empty. You realize that thing that you grew, it brings in the coins in more than one way. It's going to bring in the coins because somebody is going to drive by or be at your house and look in your backyard. How much you'll charge me to get a pound of them tomatoes? You better answer them.
Yeah.
And your answer better not, and for the love of God, your answer better not be, oh, I got extras, so go back there and grab some.
Yeah.
No, ma'am.
If somebody asks you,
they 97 cents a pound.
25 cents. Don't let it be nothing, because a lot of forces around you have come together to make these blessings happen. And if you say, oh, you can just have it.
No.
And God in the universe is like,
listen, your price can still be a blessing. Amen. Or
now, if they say, hey, I have nothing, can I trade you? Can I do this? Can I do that?
Exactly.
That's still an offer of something. It's not always going to be money, but they should offer something. It is not.
They should offer something. Or they're going to ask you, how much would you charge me to teach me how to do this or to come and do it for me?
Two different prices.
When you understand that the thing that you are growing through and rising up from and how you got there is meant to help somebody else, that's when you realize that your growth is not about you.
Right.
This wall back here has nothing to do with me. Not at all. But if somebody calls me and says, hey, sis, we're having an event and we would like you to come speak, and here is the theme. Have you written anything on that topic? I turn to my shelf. I say, books. They say, huh?
Regular.
We got an engagement. For real?
Mount up.
This is the thing. This is the thing. Which one of y'all going? So I answer the question, yes, I have written on that subject. Here's the title of it. Here's a link to it on Amazon. Let me know if it fits. Yes, sis, it fits. Okay,
Yes, sis.
let me order 10 copies of it before I leave the house. So that when I get to your event, I will not come. I may come empty-handed, but I won't leave empty-handed.
Say that.
Like the man said, my pockets ain't empty and I ain't hungry no more.
I ain't hungry.
All right, Tammie, we got 2 more G's.
2 more G's. Gratitude.
Ooh, I love that one.
Most of the time when we get knocked down in those 7 areas, it's because we plain flat out ungrateful.
Oh.
So I explain it like this. I want you to think about somebody who has passed on. And you know within your finite brain that there is absolutely no reason why that person should not still be walking this earth. Yet their name was called. And you wondering why. It could very well be that that person got snatched out of your life because you were ungrateful for them. Because a lot of us live in a state of what psychology calls object permanence. We always think that something is going to be readily available and right where we left it. So if you've ever seen a baby get upset because they go back to the place where they left their pacifier and it's not there because you threw it in the trash and you're trying to break them of it, they have a what? Holy and eternal fit because it's gone.
Right.
And they're not understanding that there is a greater purpose and a greater reason. So when we lose people, places, things, and sometimes ideas, it's because we were not grateful for them. So grace, grit, growth, and gratitude, if handled correctly, leads to graduation day. That's when you get loud and everybody knows that you have gotten up from your knockdown. It's okay to celebrate. It's okay to be loud about it.
Yeah, it's necessary.
It is necessary. Get your cookie and celebrate. And your cookie doesn't have to be an actual cookie. Your cookie is anything that picks you up, gives you energy, keeps you going. It doesn't have to be food. It could be that friend who you can call. Neither one of y'all say anything, but you're on the phone for an hour and you say, okay, girl, I'll talk to you later. All right, then, bye.
Carrie, sound familiar? we just be listening to music on video, doing our work.
Exactly.
Like study hall.
But that's your pick-me-up. That's your cookie. It could be a massage or music or a message. It could be a sound. It can be a place. One of my favorite things, right? It can be a place. One of my favorite things to do is go to the park and get on the swings. That is one of the most freeing things in the world. Because you can just let go.
Right.
So whatever that cookie is, have it around you when you get ready to celebrate. Let people know I'm still standing. I'm still here. I've been through hell. but I'm here.
Right.
Might be a little crazier than normal. I tell people all the time, my college messed up. I'm a crazy person with a degree in psychology. They messed that up. When I posted on Facebook that my degree was in psychology, they said, "That's what's wrong with you."
Oh,
you know how to fake it.
Okay.
One of the commenters says, "Sis, why does that explain so much?"
Ryan want to know if you're gonna write a book called "Boy Go Eat a Cookie."
You know, I have been asked that. Usually it takes a lot of arm twisting. It usually takes a lot of arm twisting for me to flip it. But even in my flipping, I literally don't change anything. Because to me, the message is the same.
Right.
So if I did release boy, or some folks have said man, because they giving the book to their husbands and whatnot, go eat a cookie. Literally, the only thing that would change are the word, is that one word.
Right.
That one noun. That's the only thing that's going to change. I may tweak an example or two,
Right.
but it's really not going to be any different outside of the cover.
Right.
There you go. So y'all, we done ran like right up the butt of an hour here. So
technical difficulties.
It's like the subliminal message today is butts. Yeah. Tammie to make us laugh our butt off, and now we done ran up the butts album.
Yeah, right at the butt of an hour. So before we jump off of here, I want to remind all of you that Carrie and Stacy will be hosting this year's annual healing summit, with the focus on sexual trauma this year. So we are giving a voice to sexual trauma. If you guys would like to grab your tickets to that early bird style, go ahead and reach out by going to atvasummit.com. You can grab your ticket for $50 right now. Ticket price goes up to $67 at the turn of the month. So slide on in there early if you want to save yourself $17. In the meantime and in between time, I want you guys to also reach out. Tammie, how can people get a hold of you if they want to get in contact with you? Is it Messenger? Is it email? Is it the website? How do people get a hold of you, Tammie?
Send me a friend request, Tammie Polk or Tammie T. Polk. Either one, I'm very approachable. I talk to anybody. Send me a message and say, "Hey, you was the crazy chick on there with Brandy and the Zulu princess, right?"
That's the one.
Yes. So yes, and you can literally find my books where Sanaba books are sold online. That is Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Walmart, Books Million, Target, whenever their website acts right.
I love it. So before we jump off of here, I want to thank all of you that jumped on live. Michelle, Angelique, Ryan. I saw the sister queen Carlette jumped on. Good morning.
Emilio
How
was
are
on
you?
here.
Thank you.
Emilio,
Carol, sister queen Carol.
What's up?
And we have a few others as well. Emilio Roman, thank you so much for sharing some time with us today, Brother King. And of course, Ryan King. Hello.
Hello.
But all of you that will jump on a little bit later and catch the replay, we thank you for your time and attention as well. Be sure to reach out to Tammie T. Polk on Facebook because she's an excellent person to know. Whether you need a laugh or a hug or just somebody to bounce some ideas off of. Now, it might not be free depending on the ideas, so don't be.
And
Don't
tell
do
the
it.
people.
Don't do it. Come with something ready to exchange, even if it's a little time.
That's right. Investment exchange is important.
Most definitely. So with that, you guys, we absolutely love you. We will be back next week, same time, same place. And we're gonna have you back, Miss Tammie, because you taught us a lot today. Them 5 G's are crucial. And that last G is one of the ones that we always like to forget. But I just got a phone call from my mama, so I need to wrap this thing up before she calls me back yelling at my ass.
Ooh, you in trouble.
I know, right?
Baby, go talk to your mama.
I'm gonna go talk to my mama. But Tammie, thank you so much for sharing time with us. We absolutely enjoyed you. We can't wait to have you back.
Just say when, love.
Bye, y'all.
Say hey.
What you want, the coach?